Last year, Northland had done this outreach with several churches, and I had signed up because I'd never done any projects with them. At Lake Eola, it was specifically for the homeless. I went to the park that I saw these two little kids who were very well dressed, and they were just playing and very well behaved. And this lady walked in, and she was playing with the kids, and she was very well dressed, and I thought she was one of the volunteers from the other churches. I was very surprised when I saw her because I didn't, it was for the homeless, and it was hard to believe that all these kids were so well dressed and so well behaved, and she didn't look like a homeless person. We found out that she lives at the shelter. She had come there to collect the clothes and the food because they are not really allowed to have much food with them, but they were going to eat.
We met Miss Grace, and she asked me if I needed to go anywhere else or do anything else, and she offered to take me and the children to get medicine, and the kids had fun. They got a chance to go to McDonald's or whatever and eat and just not be in a closed-in space all the time. So it was pretty cool.
These two kids were so cute. You know, I just had to keep up with them. I just couldn't let go at that point. I just felt that this was a situation that needed some interaction with these children. And also that she felt that as a church, we just didn't come and give her a ride and just got lost in the shuffle. She was just another number for the homeless. She was trying to get a job, and she needed someone to take her to places to apply for jobs.
I told her I had to go to this place and get there by bus, but I didn't know how. And she offered to take me. And that's how I got the job. It was kind of chaotic, I guess you could say, because living at the shelter, you have to work within certain hours, and you have to be back at a certain time. And unfortunately, I couldn't do that. So I had to find a place to live, and I had to make sure that I kept the job that I had, and we did have to leave the shelter.
So after talking to her, I really felt that now that God had led me to this point to get involved with her and these children, that I should take her further along and help her where she could continue to work and come out of this homeless situation. So I spoke to Pastor Orlando Rivera. He has a church in downtown Orlando, and he helped me find a house that was reasonably priced that I could buy and move her in. And the advantage of that, I felt, was that she didn't have to pay a first and last month rent or a deposit for electricity. That gave her a chance to keep her money. And she could get the kids into school where they could walk to school, and she could walk to work.
When Miss Grace told me that she was going to help me, I wasn't under the impression that she was going to buy a house. I was just under the impression she was going to help me look for a house and help me put the money down. I didn't actually find out that she bought the house until maybe a month or a couple of weeks to a month later. And I was shocked. It shocked me because I was like, wow, what did I do to deserve, or what did my children do to deserve this treatment?
This last few years at Northland, we have been reading so much of why God has put us in this world. And it's not just to live our lives, because then, as Pastor Joel said, we'd all be in heaven. That we're really supposed to help those around us. When I went and thought about this, I thought really it's about how we commit to other people. It's just not about giving a piece of bread or helping person once. It's a long-time commitment, just like Christ feeds us on a day-to-day basis. We need to feed and help those around us. Casey has grown a lot. She has become more mature. She's very self-confident. She does not even want to get any help from me. She wants to pay her own bills. She wants to go to the grocery store on her own, feed her kids. So there's, you see this blossoming of maturity in her.
I really couldn't ask for anything more because of what I went through in my past. and I never thought I would get this far.
This was my act of faith in following God with this young lady, with these 2 children. Being called and following God is not easy, because when you start this journey, you don't know where God leads you. And for me, it has taken a lot of my time and my resources. One of the problems I found out is that there is very little affordable housing in Orlando. So it is hard to do and get them to a job and then not provide them with the resources. And I really do believe that God does that for us. You know, He doesn't call us and not provide the resources. And this was the way that God helped me find people and places that could help me help Casey. But in the long run, it's I who learned how God provides. And when you take that calling and go with Him, He'll take you and show you things you never knew you had.